So telling your girl no when she's trying to manipulate you and you set a clear boundary and tell her no, she might get mad. She might get mad. Let her be mad. I'll tell you what happens. And guys, when guys do this, they start practicing this, it blows their mind every time. Okay. But when you tell her no and you set a healthy boundary and she starts throwing a fit like a toddler and you are just indifferent to it and you don't climb on her emotional roller coaster and you don't get angry with her about it, you just let her, you're like, are you done? Right? Like, are you, or, okay, well, you could talk to me. You could talk to me when you could talk to me like an adult. All right. I'm going to go to the gym. All right. One of the guys was on the stream yesterday, or maybe it was the stream on Monday, was saying how I teach guys to just take disrespect. No. Okay. If your girl is straight up disrespecting you and throwing a tantrum, and you nip that shit in the bud. Okay. You say, hey, look, we're not having this discussion right now. I'm going to go to the gym. And when you're ready to talk to me like an adult, we can. Okay. I'll be back in an hour. And then you leave. Okay. You remove your time and attention. That's how you inflict consequences. That's how you hold women accountable. Okay. That's really your only tool, because we can't beat women anymore. You know what I mean? So you got it was never good to beat women. Okay. But you can't do that anymore. So really the only tool in your toolbox that inflicts a consequence is removing your time and attention. But it's actually really powerful, because time and attention is the coin of the realm in girl world. So if you remove your attention, that hurts her. Okay. That actually hurts her, but it's not in a unhealthy, whatever way, because you're actually removing yourself from a toxic situation where she's being an uncontrollable, emotional toddler. Right. So you say, hey, look, we're not having this conversation right now. I'm going to hit the gym. I'll be back in an hour. We can talk when we both have calm heads. Okay. But you'll find that when she realizes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour later, when she realizes that she can get her way with you, now she'll crawl up and cuddle into your lap like a kitten. Okay. That will actually boost her attraction for you, when she realizes, I can't get my way with this guy. I don't know why, but I like it. Okay. That's her wiring. Okay. So learn how to set and enforce boundaries. Okay. Losing competitive social value. Oh, this is a big one. Losing competitive social value. She stops seeing, when she stops seeing other women desiring you, her desire also fades too. Okay. Over time, when she starts thinking, I never have to worry about him cheating on me because he's fat and unattractive and women aren't looking at him the same, she starts not looking at you the same either. The thing is, like, women have this, they're wired for pre-selection. It's like a sort of mental shortcut, because women, in order to find their best possible option, it would take a long time of getting to know each guy. And so women's evolutionary psychology developed this shortcut where they realize, hey, if other women like this guy, he must be a catch. I must like him too. And so when other women like a guy, women like him more. Same thing works with your wife. Okay. So, but the problem is, a lot of guys, they squash that. That they want to ease her mind and let her know, hey, I've only got eyes for you, hun. I'm never going to cheat on you. Okay. And I'm not saying go out and cheat. I'm not a proponent of cheating. All right. But I'm not going to, red pill isn't about what's right or what's wrong. It's what is. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. Personally, I don't recommend it, but you don't have to. Okay. All you have to do is get her to think that other women like you and that you could cheat. Okay. That other women, other women are giving you the eye. It wouldn't be that hard for you to find another woman. As long as she thinks that, she's going to find you more attractive. Okay. That's a superpower that most of you guys are killing because you're trying to be a good guy. Okay. I don't want her to have to feel anxious. I don't want her to have to worry about me cheating. All right. It's okay. It's okay. Let her worry. All right. You don't have to actually cheat but it will make you more of an attractive guy to her. Okay. So as soon as you become the guy that lets himself go, that women stop making eyes at, you don't make jokes with women anymore, and you avoid eye contact with all these women, and you don't talk to people wherever you go and all this kind of stuff, your woman starts losing attraction for you too. She realizes, hey, he ain't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Why do I have to put any investment in? Okay. So then she, now the love is gone and she divorces your ass. Okay. Sex becomes transactional is another one here. Intimacy turns into a chore for reward exchange rather than raw desire. This is where she puts you to work, right? This is where you start doing chore play, and she starts saying, "Hey, if you do the dishes more, I'll put out more." And this is where the bullshit propaganda on social media, where the women. I posted one the other day where the guy's painting, and the woman's in the backyard, and she's watching her husband. And it says, when my husband does everything I told him to do. And she's like, ooh, fuck, right? And the guy's painting like, yeah, this is sexy. Painting's not fucking sexy. That does not get her pussy wet. Okay, so you doing chores in exchange for sex now makes the relationship completely transactional. She's able to manipulate you with her vagina to get you to do work around the house. That's just a part of the betaization process. That's her putting you to work. That's her just getting maximum benefit out of the plow horse. And when a woman has no use for the plow horse anymore, she sends it to the glue factory. That's where you end up divorced. Okay. So you got to drop that shit. All right. Now, I'm not saying don't do chores around the house, but do chores around the house because they need to be done, not because you're trying to get something from her. That ends up being one giant covert contract negotiation for desire, and you can't negotiate desire. Okay. Emotional overexposure. So sharing vulnerability in a way that flips her perception from lover to caretaker. So this is where a lot of guys, they follow the standard blue pill advice of being more vulnerable with your girl, right? Because Brene Brown says you need to be more vulnerable to build intimacy. False. Okay, that's a part of the betaization process. In fact, it's stage 2 of the betaization process, where she tries to get you to open up and be more vulnerable with her. And then what do women do? Guys who have been divorced, in the comments, let me know what women do when you are vulnerable with them and you share like your deepest, darkest secrets. What do they do? What do they do? Someone sound off in the chat. Let me know what you guys think women do with that. All right. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to do that. But here's the thing. We're not robots. We do have struggles in our lives, but women don't care about men's struggles. They wait at the finish line and bang the winner, right? Shout out to Rich Cooper and Rollo Tomasi. They don't care about our struggles. Now, they may think that they care. They may even want to care, but they're just not wired to care about men's struggles. They care about results. And so if you constantly go to your girl with your problems and your deepest, darkest fears and your insecurities, all that kind of stuff, it just makes you look weaker and weaker and weaker in her eye. And before you know it, she's like, ugh, I got the ick. I don't know why, but I'm not attracted to this guy anymore. He's weak. He can't handle life, right? A lot of the stuff is he can't handle life. And I need him to be my rock. I need him to be able to handle whatever life throws at us so that we can survive, right? There we go. Finally, CW showed up here. They use it against you at a later date. That's right. They take your deepest, darkest vulnerabilities, they forge it into a fucking knife, and they stab that shit in your fucking heart. Okay? That's what they do. All right. But we do go through struggles. Okay. We do have pains that we go through. We do have things, challenges and whatever. And the thing is, it's better to share that stuff with the boys than it is to share that with your girl, because the boys can actually help you solve problems. She's just going to lose attraction for you, and that's not her job. She doesn't want to be your rock. It doesn't work that way. You have to be her rock. It doesn't work the other way around. So don't do that. But you might occasionally find yourself running your mouth, and you might accidentally have an insecurity or a problem or whatever that comes out. That's okay too. Okay. There is a way to properly share this stuff, and that's where you tack on a positive message at the end. Okay. So you're going through all these struggles, but it's cool. I got a plan. I got it handled. If you do that, she's not going to lose attraction for you because she's going to feel like you have things handled. Yes. Okay. That's how you could be vulnerable with your girl and come out better on the other side. But if you just are whining and complaining, all she feels, right? Because she's not listening to the words coming out of your mouth. All she feels is insecurity. She feels that you're weak and that you can't handle life. Okay. That's how it comes across to her. And she starts losing attraction. So you got to be really careful about that. Okay. Being vulnerable with your girl is bullshit. It's terrible advice. It's terrible, blue-pilled, ineffective advice. Speaking of the boys, in a great place to share your problems when you're going through stuff, because we all go through problems, guys. Like we're not living on an island just batting 1,000 all the time. Like we have struggles, and it's great to bring those struggles to guys that have been through it. Okay. That's why I created my Wolf Pack. You can join by going to wolf.comeonmanpod.com and run with the wolves, brother.
New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe now.